There's not a cloud in the sky. Good thing I read far out because that's not the trail. That's the trail. There's no trail. I was camping just right over there, kind of straight from that stick in those trees. And I woke up to frozen shoes that I can't tighten. I usually leave them loosened at night so that I can easily put them on to go to the bathroom. And I couldn't untie them. They were frozen. And so now my feet are cold. And my tent was covered in ice. But everything else was okay, just a little damp. From brushing my head against the inside of my tent. But yeah, I'm gonna have to have a yard sale later today. But it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day if it stays like this. I've never seen it without clouds in Colorado before. What a miracle. Okay, where's the next one? Okay, I found the trail. Can you see it? Good old CDT. Kind of pops in and out, but I saw it up ahead. So I got a couple of 12,000 and something foot. I think one's like 12,500 feet. The other one is 12,100 feet. I slept at 11,900 feet. Oh look, I guess this was just to join a trail. Maybe I better check, make sure. Yeah, this is right. This is the trail. I wonder why it didn't just like join over there somewhere. Oh well. Maybe people like taking shortcuts. Anyway, a couple of climbs, big climbs, a lot of little bitty ones, and then downhill all the way to Coomer's Pass, and total is like almost 23 miles. So hopefully I can get all the way there. So I have a full day's food and then like one breakfast. So not very much food. Ice. I see some clouds out there. Kind of make this thing zoom in with gloves on. Yeah. So probably get cloudy, thunderstormy later today. That's where I came from. Must be a lake there where all that steam is. This is where I'm going. There's one there. There's one there. Still working my way up. You can't really see what's the summit and what isn't up here because it's such a gentle climb. So that big one up there, I don't think that's the summit. There's got to be more, but we'll see. It's hard to shoot right into the sun, but there's like a big long plain out there. I hope I get to walk on that. That looks really cool. I'm probably going over to that mountain there since, this is the Continental Divide. And I don't know if you can see, but there's clouds in the valley down there. So I'm really lucky to be up here in the sun and get to see everything. Sorry the camera shakes so much, but the trail is really lumpy. So beautiful. Maybe I even go over there. Gonna attempt to dry my tent off on this giant cairn and while I have some breakfast. So that's where I came from, over that pass there. So that was my first big climb of the day, and it wasn't really much of a climb at all. So my next climb is even probably gonna be less than a climb than this. So pretty easy day. If it wasn't so rocky with all this, the frost on the rocks is really slippery. So if the trail was a little smoother, I could be making huge miles. I'm like on the edge of a cliff. So here's the cliff I've been walking along. It looks a little less impressive, but then it really drops down into this canyon. So beautiful. It's really cool to see the glacial polish on these rocks. All this, these valleys were under a glacier a long time ago. This is my life now, following a trail that disappears but is marked by rocks. I saw him fly across the valley. So it looks like I'm going down to this lake, and then I'm going to climb back up to that. So that is my fun day, my big climb for the day. I guess this is the dipping lakes that I wanted to camp out, but I'm glad I didn't because it sucks down here. It's cold and wet. It was much better where I stayed, even if I did stop at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I've come from that direction. I'm walking this big high plain. This is very cool. That's where I came from. This is where I'm going. Well, let's just hope the thunderstorm doesn't hit right now. Although there are little trees I can hide around. I guess they say hiding in trees doesn't really do anything, but makes you feel better. Look at this canyon. So there's the tip of that sloping mountain I was looking at earlier. And then, so way off there, that sort of square top one, I was walking underneath that this morning. And so I must have come over that pass nearby. And then I've been coming kind of straight up from that. I went around the edge of that lake, and then I've been coming kind of straight up now. This is pretty amazing. That's looking into Colorado, and pretty soon, I think maybe even at the top of this, I should be able to say that I'm looking out on to New Mexico, because I'm really close to the end of Colorado here. Somehow I got off trail and now I'm stuck in all these willows trying to find my way back. Somewhere there's a cairn that I missed. I don't see it anywhere. There it is. I don't see any trail, but oh, there it is. There's the trail. I don't know what I did there. Well, that's looking into New Mexico. Woohoo! Getting close. Here's a nice rim. I'm walking still up to the point here. Should be pretty beautiful from the top once I get up there. There's the summit. So I'm at the summit. Here I am. I really made it. It's really me. So it's 12,174 feet. I had to look. It's not as high as earlier this morning, but it felt higher because it felt more like a peak instead of a saddle. So pretty excited. It's all downhill for now, all the way down to the highway to Chama. Hope I can make it today. If not, I'll just camp close by. It's Saturday, so I don't know. There could be more traffic today. There could be more traffic tomorrow. Either way, I think I'll be fine. So it's almost 6 miles to the next water source. I have about a liter of water. I think that should be okay. Might be a little thirsty when I get there because I haven't been drinking very much water so far today. And sun comes in and out, and when it is sunny, it's a bit warm. When the clouds come over, it's a bit cool. So, but yeah, that should be fine. There's the peak I just came down from. Now I'm walking along that long, I don't know what you call it, lump. I have not been making good progress. Seems like every 5 seconds I have to stop and take a picture, stop and dig something out of my fanny pack, stop and do this, stop and do that. But I gotta do at least another 6 miles here. So I guess it's time to put my head down and go. So I'm doing the Dos Vistas. This is my left side. And this is my right side. It's the Dos Vistas trail. It's the peak where I was. There's New Mexico in the distance. Looks like I'm going down in there. I see a highway down there. It's probably not the highway I walked, but it could be. There's the high country that I was in earlier. And now look at this beautiful green forest, and look at these layers. Going over there next. We're like changing from these volcanic rocks to this yellowish rock. It's kind of weird. So I'm about 7 miles to the road, to the highway. If I hitched in, so that would take me like 3 hours. I'd get there around 5 or 6, something like that. Kind of late in the day. If I hitched in this late, I get a hotel room, and then tomorrow, usually checkout time is between 10 and noon. So I really don't get to use my hotel room for very long. And That doesn't sound very appealing. If I camp somewhere, then it's only a few more miles to the highway. Maybe I can get a ride into town in time for breakfast. I always like breakfast. It's the best restaurant meal. And then I can like run errands and do chores and things. And then get a hotel room. And that way I have a little bit longer of a relaxing time of it. So I'm kind of leaning toward that. But, and also because, you know, I'm getting tired. This is not, it hasn't been super difficult, but my feet are getting tired and I'm just getting tired. I'm just starting out here. So I'm kind of leaning towards that because it's a little more of a relaxation than just rushing to town and then being kind of forced to rush back to the trail. But we'll see what happens as I go along. Looks like some rain is starting to fall right there. I may get some. It's very close to me. Wow, this is my day laid out. So I was over there somewhere and I came across, there's the peak I went to. I've now come across all of this. And now I've been looking at this valley for a while, for several hours. And now I'm headed here. Look, I can see Chama down there, little town of Chama. And wow, it's so amazing. Here's my future. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. There's my trail. I'll probably end up going down along all of this. That's pretty cool. I heard the train, the Chama train, and I looked, and there's the highway that I hiked. Wow, getting close. I hope I find a good camp spot. I don't want to have a whole zero. A Nero would be perfect. Look at all the blowdowns. Somebody did a lot of work. I'm very grateful. A lot of rumbling in the sky. I'm kind of trying to find a good spot to camp. I just got a liter of water out of a small little tiny stream and hoping to find a nice spot, not a junky, messy spot like this. So I don't know, I may end up going all the way out, you never know. I heard the train again. So I was rumbling pretty hard. I searched and searched and I found this spot. I hope it's okay. There might be a bit of a lump. I'm not sure if I'm setting this thing up right. If that yellow line is supposed to be in the front, like underneath or over the top of the fabric. I'm having a hard time zipping it up with it underneath. So maybe I'll try it the other way. It was raining, but it's... There's the thunder, but it didn't stick. A little hail too. So I might have time to play with my tent here. See, this looks like it's not gonna last very long. It looks like it's gonna tear. So, and I mean, I can loosen it, but it doesn't exactly do the right thing here. So, I don't know. Well, my dinner tonight is cheddar cheese, salmon, miso soup, and the other half of my candy bar.